Fran Dunphy retirement tour.
Hmm.
He said this name and it sounded easy. He goes, but it doesn't look like how it sounds. now being joined by student athletes from Fairleigh Dickinson, Darnell Edge, Jaleel Jenkins, and Mike Holloway Jr. Just a couple things before we get started. There's no video recording or flash photography allowed. For video, you can use the distribution sites that are straight across the hall at the back of the room. When you have a question, raise your hand. We'll bring the mic around. We ask that you wait for the mic, identify yourself by name and affiliation. And when we have the student athletes up here, we just ask that you please direct your question to a specific student athlete during the press conference. So we'll open the floor for questions. Turn back left.
Hello, Ron. This is on Spectrum Networks. Talk just a little bit, this for all three of you, just in general. Last 24 hours for you guys. Less than 24 hours ago, you find out where you're playing in the NCAA tournament. You're here in Dayton. You're going to get through practice in a little bit. Just the general emotions and kind of what you're feeling here in Dayton already.
Darnell, can you start?
It was just a great feeling. Sitting there, with all our fans, the alumni, everybody, just find out our destiny. And coming out here, had an early flight this morning, flew in, had some good food, just came back from practice. So it's just been a lot of emotions and a lot of excitement.
Jaleel?
Just like Darnell said, it was great with our fans and seeing who we play, and come out here at Dayton has been great. It's my first time out here, so I'm very excited.
Mike?
It's just exciting and a relief to know finally who we play and just getting ready. Like Darnell said, getting on the flight, coming in, practicing. It's just a lot of emotions and a lot of up and downs and just anxious and ready to play.
Back right.
Nick Curver, University of Dayton. Including the tournament, you won your last 9 games of the season. What clicked for your team as a whole?
Mike?
One word, and that's family. Like we came together, and after a great team meeting a while back, and we just became one big happy family, and we came together as brothers in one unit, and that helped us in the long run and bring us to the championship.
Any further questions?
It's good for us.
Yeah, back left again.
Just make this worth your time, guys. You've got 5 guys in double-figure scoring this season. Just talk about the keys to your offense, how you've been able to distribute the ball so evenly and get contributions from everybody on your team on a regular basis.
Mike, can you take that first?
We play inside out, as you guys probably see. We just feed the ball inside, and then once guys start doubling down on myself and all the other bigs, we get back out to our shooters and Darnell. And as you see, that's been working for us very well. Darnell's shooting a very high percentage, and Jaleel's getting a lot of threes off, and we're one of the best three-point shooter teams in the conference. So we play a lot of inside-out basketball, which helps us out.
Jaleel?
We just play together as a team. Our starting 5 has the ability to go off anytime, any night. So we just play together and just go off the coach's game plan.
Yeah, like these 2 guys, mentioned, we got 5, 6 guys who can go for 20 any night. So we have no ego problems. We all want what's best for each other and what's best for the team. We also run a lot of plays for each player, so everybody feels like they're getting their share. So, yeah.
Back right.
Hi, Jackson Fairleigh Dickinson, as you guys know. This is for Jaleel and this is for Jaleel and Darnell. You guys are up there in the top 10, I think, in the country right now, minutes per game, but you're playing close to 40 minutes a game. But down the stretch, you still make all your free throws. What would you attribute that to? I mean, you're both up 88, 89% on the season. In the last couple of minutes, you still seem to make them despite potential fatigue.
Darnell, can you start?
I think it's just confidence. Us playing that many minutes, it shows that the coaches have trust in us being on the court. And me and Jaleel, we want the ball in our hands when it comes down to late in the game to seal the game with free throws. So,
Jaleel?
First off, you gotta get a lot of treatment after practice, so you stay healthy throughout the season, and just practicing and just being confident.
Any further questions? All right, Darnell, Jaleel, and Mike, thank you for your time. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
We will be joined by the head coach of Fairleigh Dickinson at 4:40. Good.
Here's the powers. Sit right next to you.
Now being joined by the head coach of the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights, Greg Herenda. Greg, if you like, you can start with an opening statement, and then we'll open the floor for questions.
First of all, I'd just like to, on behalf of our university, administration, athletes, and students, just thank everybody for coming here today and welcoming us to the NCAA tournament in Dayton. This is our second trip, my second trip to Dayton. We came back here in 2016 and had a great visit, but not a great game. So we're coming here to play a really good basketball team in Prairie View. But our goal is to win a basketball game tomorrow night at 6:40. But we're very humbled and grateful and gracious to be here in Dayton to be the first game of the 2019 NCAA tournament.
Questions for Coach Herenda?
Thank you.
Back right.
Rod Hissong from Spectrum Networks. You alluded to your second trip back as coach just 2 years ago.
Yep.
Any preparation changes from last time? Anything you want to do differently, or were you happy with at least the preparation?
Just to clarify, I probably made a mistake. It was 3 years ago in 2016. And the biggest difference is now the freshmen that were on that team are now seniors. So our program has grown. Mike Holloway and Darnell Edge are tremendous senior captains that have won a championship in our conference, have been here, and now have grown into men getting ready to graduate and now getting ready to win their first game in an NCAA tournament. So I think we're more prepared from top to bottom. This is my 6th year at the university, and we have better players. We have more players. We have a tremendous staff. And I think the trip and all the media surrounding it, we've handled better. Today at practice, I remember in 2016, we just practiced like Vince Lombardi and the Green Bay Packers, and we probably went overboard. Today we took care of business and rested a little bit. We need to be prepared to play a really good team that's going to press us and really test us. So I just think in totality, our experience this year is hopefully going to help us advance in the tournament.
Here in the middle right.
Hi, Tyler Johnson from the University of Dayton. Coach, you kept the rotation pretty tight in the NEC tournament,
Right.
specifically in that title game. With that being said, in the tournament, crazy things happen, fouls,
Yes.
doubles, and whatnot. Could you see yourself bringing in a three-point threat like Patrick McNamara to add some electricity to the team?
Are you related to Patrick McNamara?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I love it. It's a great question. And what happened in the last regular season game, we lost our starting three-man, Xavier Lone Key, who did not play in our conference tournament. And we had to move our sixth-man, Elijah Williams, up to the fifth man. And Brandon. So we're really a next man step up kind of team. When we came here in 2016, Marcus Towns was on our basketball team, and he transferred and went to Loyola Chicago and went on to be a really good player for them on the Final Four team. So when we lost Marcus, it was next man up. We lost Darian Anderson, who's going to be a Hall of Fame player at the end of last year, and we went to the semifinal game. So individual talent will take you so far, as you well know, but the team is going to take you to championships. And, you know, tomorrow night, if we need to use any of the available players, I have confidence in all, some more than others, obviously. We have really good 6, 7, but the only reason why 7, 8, 9, and 10 are not good yet is they don't play as much, and that's the experience factor. But yeah, you know, you're right. Like Patrick McNamara, and they have guys on their team that, you know, we look and we prepare. But if you're playing Division I college basketball and you're in Dayton, you're capable, and we have capable players that could come off the bench, and if that happens, they'll be ready. And I'm sure Prairie View has the same situation. So it's, you know, when it's one and done, you use whatever you have, man. You got to use all the bullets in your gun.
Back left.
Laurel Failer from the Dayton Daily News.
Yeah.
What kind of challenges does Prairie View's defense present? They're known for a lot of steals, especially.
I grew up as a coach, and I helped run a basketball camp many years ago, and Rick Pitino was the head basketball coach at Providence College. And me and my friend paid him money to come to Central Massachusetts basketball camp to teach the press. And he came. Gary Williams taught the press when Gary Williams was the head coach at Boston College before Maryland. I watched Jim Calhoun's practices. I love press. I love the pressure. But Prairie View and Byron Smith, their coach, takes it to another level. It's like Malcolm X said once, the fear of the riot is worse than the riot itself. So you don't know when it's coming with their press. So you can come across half court, they're coming at you. You can inbound the ball, they're coming at you. They could trap out of their zone. So you have to be prepared at all times. So this is going to be, I told my team, we just practiced at Wright State. This is another final exam. And the final exam is in preparedness. Are you going to come to the basketball? Or are you going to pass it with two hands? It's simple. You know, the greatness comes with simplicity, and we just need to do the simple things, and Prairie View is going to make that really hard to do. So, and we press. So I think it's an exciting first game. We have two teams that are champions. I've won 20 games, and are going to go at it. So it's for the fans here in Dayton and throughout the country. I think it's going to be exciting, but really difficult for either team to win, and hopefully the best team will win.
Front left, just hang on for the mic.
Yeah, Blake Anderson, University of Dayton. I was just wondering, what were some of the key points of emphasis on the defensive end and offensive end going into this game?
Yeah, offensively, take care of the basketball and run our stuff. We run good. We led our conference in field goal percentage and three-point field goal percentage. So we shoot the ball well because we run good offense and get good shots. We just don't get, lucky. We have the number one free throw shooter from last year, Darnell Edge, and he's in the top 5% or the top 5 in three-point field goal percentage shooting. So offensively, take care of the ball and put it in the basket. Defensively, we've got to keep everything in front of us and rebound the basketball. And just make sure they have to work for their shots. So it's funny when you get down to it, it's the same things you say on the first day of practice, take care of the ball, rebound, pass it. It's simple, and I don't care if it's, Fairleigh Dickinson and Prairie View or Carolina and Iona. Everyone's saying basically the same things, but it's a truism, man. Simplicity sustains, and we have to do the simple things really, really well, and that's not easy to do, especially against a team like Prairie View.
You're on the right.
Good afternoon, Coach. Garrett Hill, University of Dayton. With Nadi Basiri being cleared to play, how do you plan on utilizing his talents as a forward to your advantage on Tuesday? If not, do you see him as a potential leader on the bench for this team moving forward?
Nadi played, I think, 2 games this year and tweaked his back and has never been able to play again. And now he's practicing. And quite honestly, I don't know how much he's going to be able to give us. But that being said, Nadi Basiri, to know Nadi is to love Nadi. He is as much – you watch the end of the bench tomorrow night. I don't know. He looks like Vlade Divac, and he just has a personality. Like everybody gravitates to Nadi Basiri, and that's so important. I just think at this time of the year when you have a teammate next to you that he's got your back, it just makes that player better. And I tell our players every day, we'll do it here in a few minutes, just cheer for your teammates. Help your teammates. And you all know that. When you guys are students at Dayton, it looks like, a lot of you guys, when you know your classmate is behind you and wants you to do well in your project, guess what? You're going to do better in your project. And Nadi, off the floor, you can't quantify what Nadi Basiri brings to our team. Now, if he goes in the game and he scores buckets, I'm going to be the happiest person. And so is his mom and dad who are driving out here tomorrow. But I don't know how many minutes he can give us, but he gives us so much more than minutes and points to complete our team.
You're on the right.
Nick Kerber, University of Dayton. Can you talk about your senior leadership and being that it's the second time these seniors are in the tournament, how you hope it'll benefit you tomorrow?
Yeah, I said this before. It's like you can't put a number on experience. It's like going on your first date. You're nervous and it's there's tenseness in your first date. But on that second date, you kind of feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? And this is our second date here. So I think our experience of just being here and being a senior it just happens. It's an intangible. But here's the key, though, and it's a great question. Our 2 seniors score points, rebound, steal the ball. Our seniors are productive. So you're going to listen to productive people. If you're listening to a kid that's got a 2.2 grade point average, going into your whatever class you take, and you're like, I ain't listening to him. I don't know about you. But if there's a kid with a 3.8, I'm on him. And we got 3.8s and 4.0 student athletes here at Fairleigh Dickinson University. And on the court, I think Jen, our compliance, and Nikki, our academic people here, our kids work hard, and they're not 3.8, 4.0 students, but they're above 3.0, and they're. I'm very proud to be their coach for 4 years, and I think these guys are very proud to be their teammates. So I think they're going to do well and lead.
Back right.
Hi, Coach. Seth Jones, University of Dayton. I know that you won your 200th career game this season. I imagine that's not like at the forefront of your mind, but how much fun have you had, not from just that game, but how much fun have you had coaching this team all year?
Yeah, I mean, when you win 200 games, you realize how many you haven't won. You know, like Mike Krzyzewski can sleep well tonight. You know, Bob Hurley in New Jersey can sleep well. I'm not catching those guys. But I started as a junior college coach in Elgin Community College here in, I don't know if is this the Midwest? We're in, yeah, kind of. In the Midwest. And I'm a Jersey City guy. And I went from Elgin Community College to Cabrini College in Philadelphia, to UMass Lowell, to the head coach of Fairleigh Dickinson University. And prior to those jobs, I was an assistant for 22 years. So, you know, the 200 wins just makes me realize, you know, man, you know, you're paying your dues. And that being said, I try not to be nostalgic, but I just coached a lot of good players, and I'm coaching a lot of good players. But looking forward, those games maybe give me more experience to make the right calls, but I don't, you know, if you do the math, don't do the math. You know what I'm saying? But we've won enough games and we've won enough championships, and I'm just so proud of. I've been getting texts today from the kids from Elgin, Cabrini, UMass Lowell. I was an assistant at Holy Cross. I was an assistant at Yale, at Seton Hall University, at East Carolina University, and I'm just telling you, it's amazing what you people can do. The media is just nuts. It makes you feel the love, and I don't deserve all the love, but this is the moment when you get it. And the love goes to the players, because if I didn't have good players over all those years, you know, I would not be sitting here, that's for sure.
Back right.
Emmy Cobb, University of Dayton. What are you telling your team before they step on to the biggest stage in college basketball to kind of calm their nerves?
Just do what we do. That's our line, man. Do what we do. You'll hear a lot. I've got a lot of, you want to hear some expressions I have? Do what we do. Don't be a hero. Don't bore me. Have an imagination. Work on your game. Move it. Shoot it. Have fun. Get excited. God bless us. You'll hear me say that. Because sometimes our guys do something, and George Blaney was my mentor at Holy Cross, and that was his line. And I say it, and the players tell me, I don't even know I say it. So they'll make a mistake. And I just say, God bless us. And so what I tell them is what I tell them every day. I think if you try to reinvent yourself, you know, on this stage now, then you're making a big mistake. So just do what you do, and don't worry about who you're playing. It's how we play. And I think if we play our game, and I'm sure, you know, Byron Smith is saying the same thing, but if we play our game, I like our chances tomorrow night. I really do. But I think you need to give players confidence, and I give these guys the green light. Right now, we have Darnell Edge is tied, I believe. Brian, is this true? He is tied. He's tied with Mustafa Jones for the all-time leading three-point shooters in America at Fairleigh Dickinson. And I coached Mustafa Jones, who was a walk-on at Hartford, and we took him at Fairleigh Dickinson, and he became the all-time leading three-point shooter. Darnell Edge, we recruited as a 17-year-old freshman, and 4 years later, now he tied Mustafa. So I can't be accused. The players accuse me of a lot of things. One is not letting them shoot. If you are open in my program, you are mandated to shoot. So if you can shoot. And Darnell, you know, Reggie Miller's doing a game tomorrow night, and Reggie Miller might be one of the great shooters in the history of the game. But Darnell Edge is one of the great shooters in the history of Fairleigh Dickinson University and the NEC.
Any further questions for Coach Arenda? Yep, on the right.
How we doing again, Coach?
Yep.
So just kind of with that great comeback that you had against Robert Morris in the semifinal NEC game, and that great game that you had against St. Francis in the championship, Do you believe that this team is in its best form going into Tuesday night?
Best, it's close to. I think we need to be better. That's our mantra too. Let's get better. We have to improve to win this game tomorrow night. And you're right. You hit it right on. Robert Morris was a war. And then St. Francis, we went to Loretto, Pennsylvania in a bandbox, and it was set up for St. Francis to win. And we went in there and didn't win by a bucket or 2 or 3. We won by 11 points. I think it wound up being 9 or 8 at the end of the game. But we're playing good basketball. But guess what? Prairie View, has Byron gone yet or no?
No.
You know, the man sitting in this seat next after me has won 17 out of 18 games. So I think every team probably in this tournament, especially the automatic qualifiers, are really, you know, at a peak performance level. But I know our team is, and I know Byron's team will be, and tomorrow night we'll find out who moves on.
Time for a couple more. Any further questions for Coach?
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Sure, yeah.
Am I an adjunct professor at Dayton University? I mean, why are you mandated to be? I'm impressed. I mean, you're dressed, you look it, and you feel it. And I was an adjunct professor at East Carolina University, and I loved it. I'm a teacher. I have my own radio show, if you want to listen to my radio show, the Greg Horrenda. Just the other day, I had Dick Vitale on my show. So if you want to do something, if you really want to be special, man, just do it. And, yeah, it's, you know, and if I can do it, and I'm glad no one asked me, and this is the finality of it. 11 months ago, I was in the hospital, and I had 2 major blood clots, one in my thigh and one in my abdomen, and I had 104.5 fever, and I didn't know if I was going to make it out of the hospital. I was with my wife and my son in San Antonio, Texas, and 11 months later, I sit here, and it's not me, it's the people at the hospital, my family, and my team that brought me back to this point. And some teammates have been quoted as that I was an inspiration for them. And quite honestly, they were the inspiration for me. And so I just love to see the youth out there. I'm a 58-year-old man, and I was your age. And I'm just telling you, man, if you got a dream, you just follow it. And it's not about talent. It's about heart. It's about desire, and it's about perseverance.
So this is like class trip of the sport media class.
Pardon me?
So we have a class trip.
Oh, okay. Are you the professor?
Yes, I'm a professor.
Everybody gets an A today. Everybody gets an A. But I appreciate it. You have presentation's important, and I look out, and it's class. Professor, it's class.
Greg, thank you. Good luck tomorrow night.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, everybody.
Quick turnaround. We'll be joined by student athletes from Prairie View in just about 5 minutes at 5:05.
pretty much made Spencer Hopkins last year. Now that Dayton Daily News reporter covering us, so good deal. Well, but we could go to and then they're serving food. The media buffet is until 6, and that is part, you agree, that's part of being a media member, eating food? Yes. That's the grand finale, so I would just say, so if you want to go back out there, we can do that, and then we can go eat, or you can go, or some of you want to stay in here. I mean, I trust you all to do it. Yeah, so what'll happen is they'll have players first, then the players will stay in the locker room, so actually we all can go to the locker room and talk to the rest of the players, and then the coach comes out. So the players, the coach, players, yeah, so the 16 go first, then, right. So your passes allow you to stay around. If you want to stay, you can be left. Also, there will be a transcript of all of the press conference. Darby? They're doing the press conference. You all are doing transcripts. Everything you say will be part of the official NCAA transcript.
Tyshawn?
Johnson.
John, nice to meet you. All right, we're now being joined by student athletes from Prairie View and A&M, Tyshawn Johnson, Antoine Leister, and Iwan Ellis. We just ask that you raise your hand when you got a question, wait for the mic, we'll bring it around, and just direct your question to a specific student athlete. So questions for the players. Here front right. Yeah, ran it for you.
Yeah, hi, Mitch Stacy with Associated Press. I'll throw this out for any of you. The first four is traditionally a showcase for historically black colleges, but there's at least one every year. Last year, I think they had two playing. Anyway, how much do you feel that you are here representing HBCUs, and is that something that's important to you guys?
Tyshawn, could you answer that first?
Yes, I think it's very important. I think that that we just try to go out here and represent the best way possible, and just try to put on for the HBCUs.
Antoine?
Yeah, it's just piggybacking off of Tyshawn. It's very important for the culture, most of all, just to go out and represent in a positive manner, and that's just most important. I know Texas Southern, they was one of the teams that was in it last year, and now we represent the SWAC out of this year, and we just gonna come out and make sure that we put our best foot forward.
Iwan?
Yeah, I feel the same way as my two teammates right here. Just come out and represent.
Other questions? Yeah, back left, Laurel.
Hi, Laurel from the Dayton Daily News. You guys have been known for your press defense. Can you talk a little bit about just how you guys have gotten to that level with it and what you hope that'll do for you guys tomorrow night?
Iwan, can you answer that first?
We practice every day on it. Every day. That's our mindset, to come out and play defense hard.
Antoine?
Yes, it started way back in August with us. Shell drills for 45 minutes every day throughout the day and those long, grueling 3-hour practices. And 45 minutes was dedicated to our shell drill and working on pressure defense, and that's what got us to the point we at now.
Sean?
Yeah, I agree with my teammates. Like, basically, like, it all started back in before the preseason was even here. Like, we kind of made that, like, that was going to be our little niche, to play hard and try to outwork teams and play teams, because, you know, we may not be the most talented at times, but we definitely would play harder than everybody else.
Yep, back right.
Hello, Maya Jones with The Undefeated. It's been 21 years since Prairie View has been in this position, so it's like no pressure, but all the pressure. So how are you guys feeling just going into this game, knowing that, you know, the school is pretty much counting on you guys?
Tyshawn?
I actually feel great about it because, like, we've been the underdog all season, and I feel like that's an advantage to us because everybody expecting us to lose. And so if we come out and play the way we've been playing and just make sure we just harp on what our strengths is, and I think we'll be fine, and we'll shock the world.
Antoine?
Yeah, this is really crazy thinking about it. I wasn't even born when Prairie View first, last made the tournament. And this is, we just gonna promise just to come out and play hard. Like, that's
Good. Hey, John. Nice to meet you. Just wait about literally a minute.
That's fine. Not a problem.
Runs for schedules. So when did you guys get into town?
A few hours ago.
Oh, okay, so quick.
Yeah, a little after 12:30.
Very good. All right, we're now joined by the head coach of Prairie View A&M, Byron Smith. And Byron, if you like, you can start with an opening statement.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for coming out. Really exciting time for our program at Prairie View to be in the NCAA tournament the first time in 21 years since 1998. So we look forward to the opportunity against Fairleigh Dickinson on tomorrow. So really excited.
Questions for Coach Smith? Yep, here on the right.
As you said, first tournament appearance in about 20 years. What does this do, especially playing in Dayton, just for the profile and visibility of the university?
I think it's great. Prairie View's, obviously, we're known for having one of the top engineering schools in the country and one of the top nursing schools. So, we have people, prominent alumni all over the country, just none in basketball. So that's kind of our mission, is to try to get our program to be a top flight program, mid-major, if you will. And being at a place like Dayton, it's exciting, obviously, and to kind of start the tournament off, we're really excited about it. So just trying to raise the basketball profile, and I think right now we're off to a pretty good start.
Right here on the right.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to Dayton.
Appreciate it.
The First Four has become a showcase of sorts for the HBCUs. How important is that to you and to represent that group? Is it something that you think about?
I can't say I think about it a lot. It's basketball, and I'm just thankful. God's given us all an opportunity, to be a part of a great game. And I don't really look at the HBCU thing as much. I mean, obviously I respect it, but this is basketball. The baskets are 10 feet. 94 by 52 is the court, and it's just a great game. It's a global game, and just really excited to be a part of it and be here representing an HBCU institution. Obviously, that's I think that's a pretty neat deal. But all of us have a common goal: is to try to be the best that we possibly can be each and every day. We're representing, the game and the people that came before us. So it's not something I pay a lot of attention to, but I still respect it that we are an HBCU.
Another HBCU coach told me that he would rather start the tournament in the First Four than as a number 16 seed on opening day, because you have a better chance of winning a game, obviously. Where would you rather start? Would you rather be here or playing Thursday?
I always say that everything happens for a reason, and I'm going to be where my feet are, and we're going to be where our feet are. So we're excited to be here to start it off, and just excited for the opportunity. And if you can take care of your business on the first night, obviously that means you get 2 games in the tournament. So I think that's pretty neat and pretty special, and we look forward to that.
Laurel, right here on the left.
Laurel from the Dayton Daily News. A lot of your athletes weren't alive the last time that you guys went to the tournament. Do you think it's kind of lost on them, that the significance of it? They just seem so excited to be here. Do you think they kind of recognize the significance?
I think they're starting to. I think they were a little bit numb when it first happened. We talked about it, periods of time this season, that if we do the things that we've asked them to do, if they did the things we asked them to do, in the way that we started to play, this was a distinct, possibility that we could be here. So I think it's surreal. I think the word I would use, the reaction, and I've watched them, several of them, the last couple of days, and I keep seeing them kind of pinch each other a little bit and pinching themselves to see, is this really happening? So I think they're excited about it. I think they're raring to go. I think this is any young person's dream or goal that's playing college basketball, is to be one of the top 68 teams selected. So I think it's a dream come true for the majority of them, if not all of them. And I'm just really excited. This is not my first time being here. I've been here as a player many moons ago. and I've been here as an assistant coach, so I kind of know the drill a little bit. But I'm just super excited to see, I'm excited to see that they're excited and sharing their excitement. It's really neat for me as a head coach to be able to watch that.
Laurel, good.
Switching gears to your defense, Fairleigh Dickinson was pretty complimentary of your press. How did you come up with your style of play? Can you kind of talk a little bit about just?
Well, if you look at our roster, you see we don't have a lot of size. So we figured that we better stop them from getting to the basket, because if a team gets to the basket, they probably got a pretty good chance of scoring against us. So, we've got our tallest guy is 6'7", but I think, the goal for us is that, we wanted to be able to switch a lot, and we switch a lot in ball screens and things like that. So we got guys that can guard 1 through 5, which kind of helps us. And we just kind of fly around. We talk about having active hands and live feet, and it's just flying around and just kind of junking things up, trying to be a disruptive group, taking teams out of their comfort zone and their offense and what they want to do. I think we're top 5 or top 10 in the nation, I think, in turning teams over. So we feel really good about that. So we like our defense to dictate our offense and get out in transition, because we've got some pretty athletic guys. So so far it's worked. But obviously, this next game up it's a new day against a new team that presents challenges, themselves. But we like how we play, and it's worked so far. We've won 21 out of 22 games, and won our conference and everything. So, we feel really good about how we play, and we just want to go out and execute, against Fairleigh Dickinson and just kind of see how things play out.
You're in right.
Hi, Coach.
Hello.
Antoine's been one of your key contributors, and he's done this while only starting 2 games this year. Could you talk about his contributions and how he settled into his role as basically the 6th man?
Well, first of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that if every coach in the country, a lot of our practices are just in terms of time and practice. So he kind of got behind and he didn't play a lot, but he still was the hardest working guy every day. He's always the first one in and the last one to leave. And sometimes Antoine would have to leave practice to attend a class. And a lot of guys would just go on to the dorm and just say, I'll come back tomorrow. But he would always just come back to finish out practice if we had 50 minutes left or 5 minutes left. So the success that he is starting to have late in the season, it doesn't surprise me, because when you do the right things, you live the right way, you get rewarded. And I'm so proud to have him a part of my program and to say that I'm his head coach. Antoine Lister is the guy. If any of you got any of people in life that have daughters, you feel really good if that's a selection that they make. He's a great human being.
Any further questions for Coach Smith? All right. Byron, thank you for your time. Good luck tomorrow night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Next start of a press conference will be at 5:50. So a little less than 20 minutes from now, we will be joined by student athletes from Temple at 5:50.